Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Neva, this is Reni with Neva, and welcome to Vlogoween week 7. So we have this week and we have next week, and then that's the end of Vlogoween, which is crazy. So I'm here because this angle's a little weird, but we're gonna work with that. My camera was on my big tripod from filming something else, and I'm too lazy to move it. So there's that. But we're going to talk today about what Vlogoween week 7 is going to look like. We are going to be doing a little bit of a different video than what I've ever done on my channel before, and we're going to highlight being a slow reader. So I am a slow reader. I don't think I really talk about that very much, other than maybe sometimes in passing on like sprints. But I am, in fact, a slow reader. I don't read super fast. It usually takes me around a week to finish a single book, unless I'm doing audio. So we're going to talk about that today because it's also a new day for Fabelin. So if you're not doing Fabelin, the way that this works, we are running a loose D&D campaign. So every encounter is set up as a day, and we have so many encounters that we have to do. So we are on day 3, I believe day 3. And we've had that dropped for us yesterday when I'm filming this. I'm filming this on Monday morning. So, good morning. But we had that dropped yesterday evening. So, I do have my books picked. However, I messed up and I picked the wrong book. So I'm already on board to reading a book, and we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about what book I'm actually going to read for the prompt. So originally I picked The Air by Reni, and this book won't work for the encounter that I wanted it to work for. I picked it because I was like, oh, a first book in a series, I'll read The Air. This, in fact, friends, is not the first book in a series. Okay, this is the second book in a series. It messes me up because the first book in the series is called Despair, and in my head, I hear The Air, Despair. So having it as the other way around, it gets me every time. But this, in fact, is the second book in a series, but I am going to be reading this for another vlog, and I already have it on board with an audiobook that I can finish today. So we're going to read that, but for Fabelin, and the first book in the series, we're going to actually be reading Caraval by Stephanie something. I'll put it somewhere if I remember, because I never remember. But Stephanie Garber, maybe? Anyway, this is the first book in a series. I know you're supposed to read the Caraval series first, and then you're supposed to read the, like, Ballad of whatever it is next. So I actually own both series because I bought the other one first, not realizing that you should read Caraval first. So we're going to read it in the order that I've been told to read it by people that absolutely love these series. And we're going to start with Caraval. I do have that as an audiobook as well. And then I've also picked a book for the third encounter. I picked basically what I did was I watched all the videos, and then I picked all the books, and my iPad is dead, so it won't tell me anything. I don't know how it's dead because it was plugged in. One moment, friends. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this to boot back up, okay, so I've picked books for all of the options simply because I have. So I know that for the second encounter for day 3, we have a book. I picked a book with the familiar, and for that I picked A Discovery of Witches. I do know that this is a long book. I cannot find the audio anywhere that does not have a hold time on it, including Hoopla. I know that everyone's Hoopla system is different. I have been checking Hoopla because sometimes Hoopla will not have any weights. My Hoopla always has weights, and I think it's just because of how large the library system is that I'm using. Because that library system is in Florida, and honestly, it's a lot. So I think sometimes they don't get new books in there. But that is what I have, is A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I've never read this book, obviously, but I thought I'd try it out because it's been on my TBR for a long time. And if I read on my Kindle, I won't notice that it's 600 pages. So we have that one. Also, I did read the first chapter of A Discovery of Witches because I wanted to see how hard it was to understand. The chapters are very long, but it is easy enough to follow. So I'm not too worried about that. And then the last encounter for day 3, I picked the prompt, a book with a number in the title. And I'll try to explain as I'm finishing books, like what the storyline is for each one. But if you're doing Fabling, you can always go watch Margaret's videos because I just take the text that she puts in the video, but also in the Google form, and I copy and paste it into my journal. So if you want like the full story, I would just follow Margaret. Okay, so day 3, I have a book with a number in the title. I don't know if I'm holding up my Kindle. It's not on there, but it's Three Mothers by Hannah Beckerman. So this, I believe, is a thriller book. I don't know what bonuses I'm getting for any of these, to be honest. I don't think I'm getting a bonus for Discovery of Witches because I don't think it's romance. There's no... Unless I find out that these like circles and stuff on the front are religious symbols. I don't think these are religious symbols, but they might be. So I'll pay attention because I could get points for that. And I don't think this is dual POV. I'm pretty sure this is told from only one POV. Caraval, not sure. No religious symbols. I don't know if it would be considered romance. I may look at Storygraph and see, and there's no like flowers or anything like that. And then Three Mothers, I will get bonus, and I'll tell you why. So this is a thriller, but it has flowers on the cover, and I believe it is dual POV. But if it's triple POV, which it could be, since it's called Three Mothers, I'm not going to count it because that's more than dual. So I will at least get the bonus for the flowers on the cover because there are flowers on the cover of that book. But I have to work today. I'm going to start the day today. I'm making some food, so I'm going to start the day by listening to my audiobook. We are going to start with The Air, just simply because it was already on my list of things that I needed to read. I'm real. So I'm going to do what I call solo sprints. I started doing this last week, and it worked really well for my productivity, so we're going to keep doing it this week. This essentially is just sprints that I do completely by myself. I'm not going to be online. I'm just going to be sitting here with my computer and my book and whatever. And so what I will do is I will do hour-long sprints, and I will work for an hour, and then I will take a rest for 30 minutes. This way I am consistently working, but I can get other things done. I do want to finish up this diamond painting. I only have about one section left. So once that's done, I can switch it out for a different one. And as long as I am listening to an audiobook, I can be diamond painting. If I choose to do other things, then I need to be finding other work to be working on. But I do have to work. So I'm not a corporate girly, but I am a full-time YouTuber. And so because of that, I still have to be working on other things throughout the day. I don't always have the capacity to only read. However, today is Monday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are heavy reading days for me. They're actually like scheduled reading days. So my reading tends to be a lot more on those days. So we'll see how much we can get read today, but just know if I read a ton, like if I finish 2 audiobooks and half of a physical book, this is not like a normal day. That's usually what Monday, Wednesday, and Friday look like if I'm at home and I don't have a ton of like appointments and stuff. You'll see how it changes this Wednesday because I have physical therapy. So just know that, because I don't want to give y'all like some false hope. Okay, I'm a slow reader. So we're also going to see how well I do with Discovery of Witches because she is a hefty book. She's like 500 and something pages, 60 something pages. She's pretty close to 600 pages. So I'm hoping that I can get Discovery of Witches read, and like figured out. Now, when my food is done, I will be taking I'm starting this a little bit late in the day. I did some things this morning that didn't involve work or reading, but okay. When I get my food, I will be taking a break to eat it. I do not eat and work. I don't do that. That will be further explained in a new series I'm doing on my channel called Navigating Motherhood. That first episode will be coming out this week, and I'm very excited for that. If you're not interested in that, that's okay. I did do a poll asking if people wanted more like candid mom style, like mother style vlogs. The thing is Ari won't be in them. This is not a mommy channel. Oh, Ari. I am just an influencer who is a mom. So we do sometimes talk about mom things, but that does not involve my child. Okay. So we're going to do that. I have that video edited actually. So I have 2 videos I need to schedule for the week. So I need to actually look at my planner. Actually, let's do that together. We can look at my planner and see what I have on the docket for today. I say like I'm a lawyer or a judge. Okay, so it is a dedicated reading day. I may send Brittany a Voxer. I sent her one this morning asking her a question about a book. However, I may send her one just saying like, hello, good morning, how are you? And so what I need to do is I do need to update my cave cleanup vlog because I have finished a book for that and I would like to start a new one. However, I don't know if starting a new one for that book or for that vlog is on the docket for today because the 2 books that I have left for that vlog do not fit Fableman prompts currently. Oh, I will also roll for, thank you. I will also roll for, TBR Harvest. So we'll do that before I go as well. I need to start my Patreon reading vlog. I will do that today. And then I have another vlog that I need to update. It's not this vlog, it's a different one. I am doing another episode of reading my friend's favorite books, so I need to update that. And transfer my files. So that is what we're going to be doing. I also have 2 videos, like I said, that I need to schedule because my full moon readathon vlog from August is going up tomorrow. And my Navigating Motherhood episode 1 vlog, or it's not a vlog, it's a down video, but my first episode for Navigating Motherhood is going up on Friday. So I need to do those 2 things. And I also need to take a picture of this layout and send it over to post it over in my group that I'm in. And let's see what else. And then 10 before the end, I do this. This is 10 things I'd like to do by the end of the week. I really need to finish Pucking Strong. I don't know. Pucking Strong is going to basically have to just be read because it's not going to fit. I was 75% of it, 75% through it before the beginning of October. It's not going to count for anything for Fableman. Start and finish the air. That's what we're going to do today. Edit and post my FMR vlog, which is Full Moon Readathon. I have it edited. I need to schedule it. Once I schedule it, I will cross that off the list. Finish and edit my KU cleanup vlog. I don't think that's going to happen this week, but I put it on there. I do need to post my September journal pages to my Patreon, so I need to make sure those are up to date. And my October journal pages are mostly set up, so I need to get that done. And then I need to start reading Does It Hurt for Patreon. So that is what we're looking at for the week so far. We'll kind of go over each day as we go. So let's play or roll for TBR Harvest really fast. A 3. Let's see, which way do I want to go? Because we're just going to kind of move around the board 1,001 times. So, we'll go this way. Oh, I need to turn on 1, 2, 3. A new book on your radar. Okay. And if I do hard mode, then they want a TBR book. Okay. So I know that this next prompt was a hobby break. That was 2, 4. So number 5 was a hobby break. So I'm just going to make a note. I need to update my spread here. And number 6 is new book on your radar. Does this need to be like new to me? And I'm going to say on my TBR. So, let's see. Discovery of Witches is not going to work for that. Caraval is not going to work for that. I'm going to use Three Mother. No, see, because I want three. I want different. A new book on my radar. Maybe I will try to fit in. I don't know. Let me think on this one. A new book on my radar. Is that what it says? Yeah, new book on your radar. It's on my TBR. So I just bought the Greenhouse, the Enchanted Greenhouse. I just bought that book. I feel like I could stretch this one if I wanted to. And we're actually going to roll 3 times. So I got a 5. I guess I could be showing you. 5. So let's do that. I'm going to spin again. 1, 2, 3. This is a pumpkin face. Harvest elsewhere. I don't remember what this meant. Oh, I think this is to read a book. I think this is to read a book from a different readathon. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow myself to kind of mix up what I'm reading for what prompt. I'm going to allow myself to do that because I don't think that Leandra will care. So this is a Harvest Anywhere prompt. I think if we didn't, or elsewhere prompt, I think if we didn't want to do hard mode for that one, we could just use it as like a free space. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest elsewhere, and we're going to use one of my Fabelin books. I don't know which one. We're going to use one of my favorite Fabelin books for that because that's not the readathon that I'm doing. And then we're going to spin one more time, or roll one more time, and we got 6. Please focus. Oh my god. Okay, 6. You believe me. It's a 6-sided die, friends. Okay, so let's see. Which way do I want to go? I guess we'll go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hot or cold? New to you. What does that mean? Hot or cold, new to you? I'm going to go watch Leandra's video, and I'm going to find out what that means. I will write it down with the hard mode prompt, so hot or cold, and then new to you. I don't know what this means. So I'm going to go find out what that means, and then we'll figure out what books you're reading. I am going to allow myself to kind of mix it up if I want to. So I may do Three Mothers for a new book on my radar, on my TBR. Harvest Elsewhere. I may just use, honestly, I may use The Air for that, just simply because I need somewhere for that book to go. So we'll see. I'll come back and we'll check in and we'll go over where we are on TBR Harvest. And yeah, I'm going to go now, check my food because my timer did go off a few minutes ago, and then I'm going to get to working. Okay. Bye.
From the moment we held on to things we cannot see, I would cross the sky forever. It's only just begun. I know you will agree. Things to make us all feel better. What I may have, what I may own, I give it all. Like a desert in the sun, my heart ain't heavy, it ain't heavy. You can walk and you can run. How I wish you knew my heart ain't heavy, it ain't heavy. Tell me when you've had enough, when all is said and done. the fascination. You can blame it on my love. I guess my heart is won. All the freedom you've been chasing. What I may have, what I may own, I give it all.
Friends, I'm here to do a little midday check-in. I think we are going to switch out this tripod because it is a weird angle, I think. Let me see if I can fix it. Not really. Okay, it's fine. So I'm probably going to switch out for the next clip, but I want to come in and give kind of a midday check-in. So it is about 3 o'clock my time right now. I have to go get Ari off of the bus here in a little while, but I wanted to come in and do kind of a midday check-in just because I've not gotten as much accomplished as I really wanted to today. Unfortunately, I have made it to chapter 5 of The Air. I still plan on finishing this today. I only have about 4 hours left of the audiobook, and it reads really fast. So my plan is to still get this book read today and to start Caraval. So that is still my plan. I did take a lunch, like an actual lunch break where I did watch Sister Wives, and I'm still working on the sign painting. I'm going to finish this today as well. So not as much reading as I wanted to get done because I was doing some other work tasks. And then my lunch break, I don't work during my lunch break at all. And then my partner was home for his lunch break, and so no work really got done then. So it's fine. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I do need to schedule my Patreon sprints for tomorrow morning, and hopefully I can get a ton of work done tomorrow during Patreon sprints. And I will take a lunch break during that time because they start at 11 my time, which is noon Eastern. And I usually run them until Ari gets off the bus. So I usually run them from 11 to 3 my time or 12 to 4 Eastern. And that way, my Patreon sprints are never as long as my public sprints. As we get more people in there, then I will make them longer, but I do about 4 hours, and then that's it. So Julie is supposed to have sprints tonight, so I will probably join her after our Monday activity, because Ari has a Monday activity, and then we go to my partner's house so she can see his parents, and then we come home for dinner and stuff. So if Julie is still on when I get home, then I will join her for sprints. I don't know who else even has Fableman sprints this week, so let me just look. I'm going to sneeze. I can just feel it. Told ya. Okay, so oh my goodness. Okay, so Julie has sprints tonight, and then there's no sprints tomorrow at all. And then Nell has sprints on Wednesday, and Brittany Thursday, Katie and Jess on Friday, Aoife, Margaret, and I on Saturday, and then Danny is Sunday. And then we have a watch along for, it looks like, I don't know what episodes, but whatever episodes of Dimension 20. So I'm going to try to join everyone this week, as many people as I can for sprints this week. Julie and Nell are both at nighttime, so I think Nell's are her Wednesday, what are they called? Like Wednesday, Wind Down Wednesday sprints. I'm probably going to try to join her this week for those. But we'll see. They do start at 5 my time. Oops. I'll click something. And then Brittany, hers are in the morning on Thursday, so I should be able to join those. It looks like they're at 9 my time. Yeah, 10 Eastern. So I should be able to join those. And then Katie's are at that same time, 10 Eastern on Friday. So those ones, I should be able to be productive. But hopefully I can be a bit more productive. I'm going to listen to a bit more of my book and continue working on sign painting for the next 15 minutes until I have to go get Ari. And then we'll go from there. So that's kind of where we're at. Not as productive as I'd like to be, but this is realistic. This is real life. And with this being realistic and real life, I it also shows like kind of how slow a reader I am. I may take this to I may take this to the bus stop with me and read a few pages out of the physical book. But maybe not, because I actually have Discovery of Witches. I would like to work on that book as well. I hate reading more than one book at a time, but since I have audios for the books that I'm reading, it's okay, because I'm reading Discovery of Witches on my Kindle. So I think I'll take my Kindle with me to the bus stop today, and I'll read some out of my Kindle, and then when we get home, I will go back to listening. Her Activity is kind of hard to listen, so I probably won't do that. I will probably wait till we get home, and then I will listen to the rest of the book. I'm going to finish it, because even if we don't get home until 6, 4 to 4.5 hours, that gets me done by no later than 11 if I'm just listening. So that's going to be my plan, is to finish The Heir today, and then I will either start Caraval or I will start it first thing tomorrow morning. Either way, Caraval will be started. So I'm going to go listen to some more of this book and finish diamond painting for a little while, and I will be back probably towards the end of the day to do another check-in. Hi friends, I am here to give one last update before I go to bed tonight. So I thought I would come in and give you an update. So I did end up finishing The Heir. The Heir. I did end up finishing that, but that means that Caraval did not get started today. Unfortunately, I just didn't have enough time. I do work from home, and do YouTube full time, and so I have to kind of balance things now. Most of my day was spent reading, because today was Monday and it was a reading day, and tomorrow is filming day. So there's a lot of things that I have to film tomorrow. On top of, I have sprints with my patrons. So it's just like a whole thing. I may spend the time that I'm on sprints with my patrons reading, at least for some of that time. I'm hoping to get up a bit earlier than I normally would, so that possibly I can actually do some reading in the morning before we start, or some filming, depending on like how everything goes. But that is kind of where we are. So I guess we can look and see like how many pages I read for today, because I did read an entire book. So let's check that. And I am going to update my reading journal as well. I do have like weekly spreads in there, because then at the end of the week I can add up all of the days and I can tell you how many pages I read. So today I read 368 pages. I did read maybe like 10 pages of A Discovery of Witches, but I'm actually switching out the book that I'm reading for that, and I'm reading a sorceress. It's sorceress something. Hold on. What is it called? Sorceress. I am going to leave Discovery of Witches on my currently reading, because I do want to come back to that book. It's just on the cards right now. It's like 600 pages, and it will take me too long with the time that I have during Phelan to read it. So I will pick it up later on. A Sorceress Comes to Call. I'm going to start that one. That's going to actually be the book that I start tonight before I go to bed. So I did finish The Heir. I'm not going to talk about it here, like what I gave it or anything like that. It is for another vlog, but I wanted to come in, let you know I finished it, and I did like it. So I'm not going to tell you the rating or anything, because again, it's for a different vlog. Just know, like, clearly I liked it enough that I didn't DNF it. So we're going to start A Sorceress Comes to Call. So I'll be back in the morning to let you know how far into that I got before I went to bed. And I will also let you know what I plan on reading tomorrow. I'm hoping to listen to Caraval tomorrow. I want to actually listen to as much of it as I possibly can. I do not know how long the audiobook is. I guess I could check Hoopla. I don't know how long the audiobook at one time speed is, like the full audiobook. I would guess it's around 10 hours. So let me just check. Caraval. Yeah, so it is a 10-hour audio, which means it will take me about 5 hours to finish at the speed that I listen, hopefully, as long as the woman, or the narrator, I think it's a woman, yeah, Rebecca Solar. Okay, so Rebecca Solar did the Fourth Wing remake, and she did Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, so she did all of the Fourth Wing books. She also has done all of the Caraval books and all of the Once Upon a Broken Heart books, which is the series after Caraval. So it looks like she, oh yeah, it looks like she also did like the Cinder books. So she's done a lot of books, a lot of it looks like all of the Marissa Meyer books she's done. So I should be fine with her voice. She doesn't have a heavy accent or anything, so I should be able to listen to this at 2x speed. So I'm going to start that in the morning. I do have it on my Kindle, but I think we're just going to stick to the audio for this one. So I'm going to start that one in the morning. I'm going to read as much of Sorceress, what is it called? A Sorceress Comes to Call, which is by T. Kingfisher. I'm going to read as much of that tonight as I can. And then tomorrow I will, like I said, start Caraval and go from there. So that is kind of where we are with that. I'm actually really proud of myself for the amount that I read today, because I didn't think that I would actually get that much read, but that's totally fine. So I also finished my diamond painting. If I can remember, I will put a picture over the top of my face so you can see it. But I did finish it. It is over on Instagram in case I forget to put a picture here. So I did spin for a new whip. I'm not going to be sharing this whip just because it is my last HP boy with the lightning scar kit, and this one was gifted to me. I did not spend my money on this, but I do want to do it and get it done. It is actually a piece that, prior to knowing about everything with the author of HP and the universe, I had really wanted, and then I decided I wasn't going to spend my money on it. But then it was gifted to me. Someone did a D-stash and was like, hey, I have a bunch of D-stash stuff if you want it. And I said, sure. I didn't know what kits they were sending me, and this was one of the kits that was in there. So I'm not going to be showing any progress photos or anything for this one because I am aware of the author and everything that goes with that. But I am going to complete it because it's in my stash. So that's kind of where I sit with that. I'm not going to show any footage of me working on this painting. So kind of my goal for diamond painting with the spinner wheel is I do 2 sections. I do 2 sections, and I do 2 sections of each painting when I spin for it. So whenever I switch out this painting, when I get the 2 sections done and I switch this painting out, then I will show you what I'm working on, because I have this one, I have I have Scooby-Doo, and I have Loki. Once I get either Scooby-Doo or Loki, once I get Loki done, because I don't have enough storage, once I get Loki done, I will move on to my Batman painting, because he's very large and has a lot of colors. And I actually am hoping to get Loki done soon. I'm going to do the 2 sections of this one because Ari spun and got this. And then I think I will, instead of using the spinner wheel, I'm just going to pick up my Loki painting, and I'm going to see how much of it I can get done between now and like the 15th of November, because like in the next 2 weeks, because 15th of November starts Jingle Drills, and we're going to be doing a lot of Christmassy things at that time. Now I will still be working on my other whips at that time, but Jingle Drills is going to give me a couple of round paintings that I can add to the whip wheel, which will break up all of the squares, which will be great. I also have a really big Christmas painting that is in squares. It is called Checking the List. I cannot find my canvas. I have all of the diamonds, and I know that the canvas is here. My partner was even like, I know that your canvas made it because I showed it to him after we moved. So I don't know where it is. I'm going to find it, and when I do, then that one will be kit up as well. I don't have a lot of storage. I have 4 storage containers, so I will have to get a big painting done before I can kit up anything else. Like, that's basically what is happening. Scooby-Doo only uses half of a container because Scooby-Doo doesn't have very many colors. It has, I think, 20 colors, so it has a lot less colors. However, all the rest of these have, I believe the one that I just kitted up has like 40 colors. Let me actually just check for you. What will tell you here. 55 colors. I believe Loki has almost 60 colors. And then I think Batman is about the same. And it's crazy because this kit and that I currently have in front of me that I'm not going to be sharing, and the Batman kit have a lot of dark colors. Like they have a lot of brown, and then the Batman one has a ton of 310. Like so much 310. I don't think I've done, well, that's not true. The only kit that I've done that has as much or even as close to as much 310 as Batman was I think my Doctor Who, my what was it? The 10th Doctor, David Tennant's Doctor. He had a lot of black because it was a stained glass image. Like it was supposed to look like a stained glass window. So there was a lot of black outlining. But I am going to go now. I'm going to go to bed. But I wanted to come in and I wanted to talk to y'all before I did. So like I said, I'm going to start A Sorceress Comes to Call. We're going to see how much of that I can get read tonight before I go to bed, because I do read before I go to sleep. And then in the morning, I will come back and we will talk about other things. We'll talk about what we will be doing. I also tomorrow will show you Ari's Halloween outfit, because Halloween costume, because we did get her Halloween costume and her Halloween bucket. So I will show that on camera tomorrow. And then I don't have my Halloween costume yet. We're going to be ordering that. And then that's really it, I think. So I'm going to go now. I'm getting sleepy, so I'm going to go. I will see y'all in the morning, and we will do day 2 of this slow reader vlog. Yeah, I'm really proud of myself for finishing The Heir today. It was an audiobook, and I always do audio much faster than anything else, but I'm really proud of myself for finishing it. I'm really happy with myself for just being able to buckle in and finish this. So that is where we are with that, and we will start Caraval tomorrow so that I have that read and out of the way. So good night, friends. Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. So I'm currently on Patreon sprints. So we're going to talk a little bit about what I've done this morning, because I did get up a bit before sprints and we did film some things. I updated some vlogs, did some stuff. And then I did start reading A Sorceress Comes to Call last night. I only read about like 1.5 chapters, but I did pick this up this morning and I am at the top of chapter 5. So I am liking this one. This is supposed to be like a retelling of The Goose Girl, which I have never actually read The Goose Girl. I looked up a synopsis of it so I could understand kind of like what was going on. I don't necessarily think that you have to have the context of Goose Girl to know this book or to enjoy this book, but yeah, I do think that I like T. Kingfisher's fairy tales and fantasy books, so that's what this is. We are following our main character Cordelia, and she is her mother is a sorceress or a sorcerer. She keeps calling her a sorcerer, but I'm pretty sure that's who the sorceress is in this A Sorceress Comes to Call. But she is a sorceress, and she uses her power to make Cordelia obey. I am reading this for Fablin for the prompt that is what is the prompt? Oh Lord. Book with a familiar. So this does have a familiar in it. There is a horse in this book that is a familiar. And it's called one. It's her mother's familiar. So that is what this is. Her mother ends up losing her wealthy benefactor. So essentially the man she's living with for money. And she decides that she's going to marry this rich man. So we kind of get 2 timelines in here, or 2 POVs, I guess. We get 2 different perspectives. So we get the perspective of Cordelia, and then we also get the perspective of this man's sister. What is her name? It starts with an H. Hester. So we do get that. It's not, I don't know if I'm going to count this as dual POV, because it's not like, I don't know. I'm going to talk to my friends and see if they would count this as dual POV, because it's not like a traditional dual POV where it's like one chapter is this person and one chapter is this person. It kind of is sprinkled in throughout, and also it's written in third person or second person. No, third person. It's written in third person. So I don't know if this would count, but I am reading that. I'm also going to start the audiobook here in a moment of Caraval because I do need to start that. I wanted to start it yesterday, but I didn't get the air done in time to do that. So we are going to read or listen to some of Caraval, and I'm going to work on this diamond painting that I was talking about yesterday. And that is kind of my thing. So I did, like I said, I filmed this morning, so there's not really anything to film. I am going to double check my planner just to make sure I don't have anything specific to film. My full moon readathon vlog went up this morning as well, so I've been watching for any comments. I also posted it where it needed to be posted. So there's that. I'm about to eat something really quick, and then we'll get back into everything. Oh, I do need to film my whip and chat, but I think that I may film it on Thursday. I'm not going to film it right now because I don't want to do whip and chat with this kit. So we'll see when I film that, but I do need to film that. But I may film my Patreon whip and chat. I don't know. I may film my whip and chat and just not say what kit this is because I don't want to. I'm like on the fence. I need to get all of the kits in my stash done before I start ordering more kits. But I don't want to promote this kit is the thing. But right now you can't even tell what it is. So I'm thinking maybe we will just do it for the whip and chat and I just won't share what kit this is and I'll explain why. We'll see how I feel. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So currently we're on sprints for Patreon. So that's great. And I'm going to go eat and then work on this. So when I eat, I do watch something. I watch like a show. That's usually like my break time. I take a true lunch break. So I don't do work during that time. So the diamond painting is covered up because I'm not going to work on that. And I set down A Sorceress Comes to Call. I'll pick that back up after I listen to some of Caraval. Theoretically, I could get Caraval done today if I just listened to a lot of it, so I may do that. But Dancing with the Stars is on tonight at 7, so at 7, I stop working. Like, we will watch, Ari and I will watch it on the TV, and I will diamond paint while we watch, but I just won't be doing other work tasks. So, that's all I have. I'm going to go. I'll come back in. It is like noon, I think. Yeah, 12:30. So, I will come back later today and check in probably right before I go get Ari from the bus. So like when my sprints are over, I'll come back and check in and then I will do another nighttime check so we can see how many pages I read for the day. So that's all I have. Love you all so much and I'll see you in the next clip. Hello friends, good evening. So I'm just here to check in before I go to bed. I promised an update before I did that. So I ended up reading the entirety of Caraval today, so that was 436 pages. I did listen to the audiobook, so honestly that's the reason that I got read in a day. And then I did read a pretty good chunk of sorcery. A Sorceress Comes to Call. I did read about 34 pages of that. So we're at 470 pages total for the day. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't think that the rest of the week is going to continue this way, where I'm just like finishing 1,000,001 books. Part of that is because The Air and Caraval were both audiobooks, and A Sorceress Comes to Call is not. She is reading quickly, like I am. Like, by that, I mean, it is a fast read. Like, when I start reading A Sorceress Comes to Call, I do not want to stop. Like, it really does, it really has gripped me. But because of that, like, because I'm not necessarily a fast reader, reading this book is taking me a little bit longer. I feel like most people would probably have been able to read most of this book today. However, again, I did have work to do. I did have Dance with the Stars with Ari tonight, and I have to take care of her during the day. So, or, after school. So I am really proud of myself for the amount that we read in the last few days, because my daily goal for pages is 100, and I don't honestly usually even hit that. So really proud of myself for that. But I do not have audiobooks for the last 2 books I need to read for Fabelin. So Fabelin Day 3 ends on Sunday, I believe she said the 19th. I have it written down, but I'm pretty sure it ends on Sunday. And today is Wednesday. So between now and Sunday, I need to finish A Sorceress Comes to Call, and I need to read the entirety of Three Mothers by, I don't remember who it's by, but it is a Kindle, like the Amazon Prime Day book. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it was for October. So I have that book that I need to read. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. I do need to put in Caraval for Fabelin now that I'm done with it. But I need to read that. I need to finish Sorceress Comes to Call. And I need to read and finish Three Mothers. Like I need to read it completely. I do believe that that's a thriller. So I think it will read relatively fast. But we will see how that goes. Because again, I don't read super quickly. Now, I'm going to look and see if I can find Three Mothers as an audio. But if I can't, then that's just how we're going to have to do it. So tomorrow I have... Okay, anyway, I realized I filled out my sheets wrong. That's okay. I'll fix that in a minute. I realized I filled out my journal page wrong. Anyhow, tomorrow I have physical therapy in the morning at like 11, I think it's at 11:15, which means that some reading will get done. So they always do an ultrasound on my arm. So I did something to my left arm, my left shoulder area. They think it's tendonitis, but I have a lot of weakness in my left arm. So I've been going to physical therapy for about a month and a half, and we're still going. So tomorrow there will be some reading that is going to get done. I do not usually read on the way, like I walk to my physical therapy. I don't usually read because I usually do a worship walk. So I'm usually listening to worship music when I walk there, or some kind of music when I'm walking. So yeah, and I don't have an audiobook right now since I finished Caraval. So I will probably read a chunk of A Sorceress Comes to Call at physical therapy, because when she does the ultrasound on my arm, I have to just sit there, and so I usually will read while she does that. And then when I get home, I will run the solo sprints on top of tomorrow. Who has sprints tomorrow? I believe Nell has sprints tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So I'm probably going to join her for those. But that is the time of night where I don't really feel like reading anymore. So I try to get as much reading done during the day as I can, because otherwise no reading gets done until I'm ready to go to bed. I do read in bed, like basically until I fall asleep sometimes. But otherwise, I kind of stop reading once the workday is over for me, which is around 5 p.m. I just kind of stop reading. Tonight was an exception. I finished Caraval after we watched Dancing with the Stars. So that's where we are. I'm hoping to get a big chunk of A Sorceress Comes to Call read tomorrow. If I can find the audiobook, I might switch. But honestly, I'm really enjoying just reading it. And so, yeah, I am going to look and see if I can find Three Mothers. I don't know. Since that's an Amazon book, it's a KU book. And sometimes KU books are really hard to find on the library app, Libby. What am I trying to say? So I'm going to see if I can find it, but if I can't find it as an audiobook, then that's okay. Or as an audiobook, then that's okay. I will just read both of those as not audios, and that's kind of where I'm sitting. So I also just got The Last Mrs. Parrish, so I need to try to fit that in. I've really been trying to fit in as many Libby books as I can, and I try to fit them in as I receive them from Libby, because I don't like having a bunch of suspended holds. I will deal with suspended holds if I need to, but I don't love it. It's not like my favorite thing. So that is where we are with that. And yeah, so I also am kind of trying to plan out some of my different videos that I'm wanting to make, because I'm wanting to actually do kind of a throwback video where I read. There is a series. I am not a huge advocate for James Patterson. I'm not going to like really push him on my channel, but there is a series by James Patterson that my opa and my great grandma and I used to all read. And so essentially my opa would buy the books. At the time, he and my great grandma worked at Walmart. So he would buy the books. And then what he would do is he would read them and then give them to my great grandma, who is his mother. So my opa is my grandpa on my mom's side. And then she would read them and then she would give them to me. And 7 of the books are on Kindle Unlimited. So the series is the Alex Cross series. And I think I want to do kind of a nostalgic thing where I reread books that I read like in my youth, in my childhood, okay, that were like my favorite, and just see if maybe they still hold up. I don't know that I'm going to read the entire Alex Cross series. There's like 32 books, I believe, but James Patterson is very fast to read, so I do have the first book for that. It's called Along Came a Spider. I do have the first book for that because I would like to do that as well. So that is what we're doing. I'm pretty sure my brother is done with this book. He had a book that he listened to for school. Okay, so that's where we are. I also still have A Discovery of Witches checked out. I think I'm going to return it because I don't think I'm going to get to it right now, but it is a book that is sitting on my currently reading and I'm actually going to go pause it. That's what I'm actually going to do. So I'm actually going to, it won't let me return it early, I don't think. Okay, here we go. Return with Kindle. Return. Yes. Okay. Yes, I've returned it. Okay, so I returned that. Simply because I don't have time for it right now. So, let's see. Ooh. Okay, sorry. I was checking things because I actually need to put soul searching on hold because I want to read that. Anyway, but I want to do the audio for that. I love Lila Sage. I love her audios. Okay, so anyhow, I'm going to go now that I've been rambling for 10 minutes and we're going to read more of A Sorceress Comes to Call. And then I'm going to go to bed and I will be back tomorrow. I probably will I'm going to try to check in the morning before I go to physical therapy because I would like to get up in the morning and do just some morning routine things and some diamond painting and stuff before I go. I usually will just sleep until I have to leave, but I'm going to try to be up and active in the morning. So if I am, then I will come through and we will talk about what the day looks like. Otherwise, I will come check in after physical therapy. So I'm going to go read some pages and go to bed, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Hello, friends. So this is the first time today that I've gotten to sit down and actually talk to the camera. So hello. I do not have a page count for you for today. I have read some more of A Sorceress Comes to Call, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm about like 30% through, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really, really good and a fun time. It makes me want to read the source material, which is The Goose Girl. I've never read that fairy tale, so I may do that after I finish reading A Sorceress Comes to Call. But I wanted to come in and just do a really brief update. I don't think I've read as much as I would like to have read today, but we'll see how many pages I actually read once I log them before I go to bed. We did have a play date today with Ari after school. I took her to one of her friends' houses and like hung out with his mom, and she hung out with him, and we all had a play date. Me and the parents didn't have a play date. We just hung out, but we had a play date today, so I have not had time to come sit down. So I did do a lot of work today. I did some graphics stuff. I scheduled a video that is supposed to go up on Friday. So like I did do a lot of behind the scenes work, but that means that not a lot of reading got done. I'm not actually sure how far into A Sorceress Comes to Call I am. I guess I could check that really quick. My Kindle is right here. So let me actually check that. Maybe if I can get my Kindle out of my bag. It's very hard to do one-handed. But we did go to the library today for Ari's activities. I did read there. So I said 30%. That's a lie. I'm 19% through. I'm on chapter 9. So I'll probably read at least another chapter tonight before I go to bed. And then tomorrow I'll come in and tell you how much I read. I meant to be on sprints with Nell tonight, but because of the play date running over, that did not happen. But I will be on sprints tomorrow morning with Brittany, so that'll be super fun. So I am about to turn in for the night. I'm very tired after all of the socializing that I did. So I'm going to go take a shower and turn in, but I wanted to just come in and at least give a little bit of an update. Happy Wednesday. I forgot to say that. So I am going to read a little bit more of A Sorceress Comes to Call tonight, and then tomorrow we will continue it. I've not been able to find the audio. Hoopla has it, but it's on Wait, and so it is on Libby as well. So I'm just going to continue trekking through this. I think I have about 6 hours of the book left. I have about 6 hours of the book left, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can read a big chunk of this tomorrow on sprints with Brittany. That would actually be really beneficial if I could read a big chunk of this tomorrow. So what I'm hoping is to be able to read during, like, while we're sprinting, and then diamond paint while we're chatting. That's what I'm hoping for tomorrow. So I'm going to go to bed. I just wanted to come do a check-in for today so I did not forget, and I will see y'all in the morning. Good night. Hello, friends. Good morning and happy Thursday. So I'm here to give an update for yesterday. I know that I updated really late last night, and I also want to just run through this week's stats because I think that, well, I know I put them in my journal incorrectly. I put a whole day that wasn't supposed to be in there. So I just want to go back over what I did actually have read this week because I finished the naturals on Sunday, so that doesn't count for this week, but I actually put it in this week. So let's go over that really fast. So I did finish The Air on Monday, so that was 368 total pages for the day. I read it from start to finish in a day, but I did listen to the audiobook, so just know that if it was an actual book, I probably would not have finished it in a day. Then on Tuesday, I read a total of 470 pages because I listened to the entirety of Caraval as an audiobook, and that was 436 pages. And then I read 34 pages because I started A Sorceress Comes to Call. And then for yesterday, I did read 40 more pages of A Sorceress Comes to Call, and I made it to 22% or to page 74. So 40 pages of A Sorceress Comes to Call yesterday. So as you can see, when I'm the one reading on my own, I don't tend to read as many pages in a day. And it is because your girl is a slow reader. And so these days that have like a lot of pages, it's because I did audiobooks. So I like to be transparent about that because some people think that I am a fast reader and I'm not. I know people that would have gotten A Sorceress Comes to Call done in like a day. It's only about an 8-hour book, like reading it, but I have other things I have to do during the day. So today is Thursday. So happy Thursday. I have no idea what day we're on. 56, I think. But anyway, A Sorceress Comes to Call. That's what I'm reading. I am currently on sprints with my bestie Brittany, which I've not been on sprints with her in 500 years. So that's really fun. And I'm going to be reading. So I have read a chapter so far in the last 30 minutes or whatever. We have about 17 minutes left of the sprint. So I'm going to go see how much more of this I can read before the end of the sprint. And we'll see. I average about 2 chapters per hour, which I think is pretty good. So hopefully I can get another nice chunk of this done. I am currently at 25%. So I'm going to see how much of this I can get read today while on sprints with Britt, and then see if I get any reading done tonight before I go to bed. I usually read at least 10 pages before I go to bed, like a chapter or so. So gonna go continue doing that, and then I will be back later today, maybe after I'm done with sprints with Brittany, just to see how much we read while on sprints. And then I'll be back later tonight to like do our final check-in. I also will be working on my Loki painting today. I did decide to do an actual work day yesterday. Usually Wednesday is a reading day for me, but I knew that I was going to be on sprints with Brittany today, so I kind of switched them around and made today a reading day instead, which means that I did a bunch of work things yesterday, and I will do more work things probably after sprints with Britt, and then tomorrow will be another reading day, so it'll be 2 reading days in a row. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go read, and I will be back later tonight. Hello friends, I'm back for a little update. So Brittany and I are done doing sprints, which was so fun to do with her because we've not sprinted together in a very long time. So I made it to 31% of the Sorceress Comes to Call, and I'm honestly very proud of myself for that because we sprinted for, I think, like 4 hours, and I'm a slow reader, right? So even without distractions, it will take me a while to read. So I went from 22% to 31%. So about 9% of the book was read in the last few hours. So I'm really proud of myself for that. I'm about to take a little bit of a reading break though, and work on my diamond painting. I need to transfer files over to my from my SD card to my computer because my SD card is almost full, and I try to do this a couple of times a week. I write it down for every single day, but I try to do it for a couple times. My goal is a couple times a week. So we're gonna do that, and then I'm thinking I'm gonna watch a little bit of a show. Again, I'm just going to kind of give myself a little bit of a break so that I can diamond paint for a little while. And then I'll have to go get Ari from the bus. So that is kind of just like where I'm at with that. But I'm really proud of myself for how much I've read today. 31% is really good. Getting a good 9% in. And I'll read some when I go down to get Ari off the bus. I always read while I'm sitting at the bus stop. So we'll read a little bit more that way as well. And then I'm trying to think of what else I need to do today. That's really it, I think. So we're going to do that. I will make some dinner here after a while, after Ari is home, and then that'll really be all. So, yeah, and I'm going to work on some graphics, I think. But I've not decided if... I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on some graphics while I listen to my podcast. I have a Scary Stories podcast that I listen to. I'm going to listen to that while no one's home and work on some graphics while I transfer files, and then I will watch a little bit of a show or something when I get home to diamond paint, and then I'll pick up book later before I go to bed. So I just want to come in and give a little update, and I will be back later tonight to give hello friends, happy Friday. So we're gonna go over really quick what I read Thursday, and then that's really it. Then we'll talk about what I plan to read today because there are sprints with Kendi today, and so I'm on those, and we're gonna go from there. So for Thursday, I read 47 pages of A Sorceress Comes to Call. I did end up getting my Hoopla Hold for the audiobook for this. So my plan for today is actually to finish this book, but I ended up reading 47 pages yesterday, which is pretty good. Not my pages goal of 100, but still pretty good. So I'm going to go try to finish this, and then we will come back and we'll talk about if I finished it or not in a few hours and what book I'm going to move on to, which I can tell you which book I'm going to move on to. I'm going to be moving on to Three Mothers by Hannah Beckerman. This was an Amazon first read. That's what this was. So I don't have the audio for this one. I have to read it with my eyeballs. I don't know if I'll get it done by Sunday. Or Saturday evening, rather. But I have to read it with my eyes because I don't want to pay $3.99 to Amazon, and it seems that the only place that this book is available as an audiobook is Audible, and I just don't want to do it. It is steeply discounted to $3.99 because I have the ebook but I'm just going to read it. And I have started this one a little bit, and it's pretty good, actually. It is a thriller. I guess I would give trigger warnings for death of a child, death of a parent. Both of those things are in this so far, just in a little bit that I've read. So I would, now there's no death of a parent on page. It is talked about. It's something that happened prior to the book starting, but the death of a child is what this book is about. It is about a 17-year-old girl who is murdered, and they have to kind of pick up the pieces. But we are following the perspective of 3 mothers in this town, 2 of which are friends and like with each other, and like their families have been friends for years. And one of them is the mother of the girl that is murdered. It's her boyfriend's mom. So that's kind of what we're following. It is, I think that she is from like the UK or Australia with the way that the book is written. But that doesn't personally bother me. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to go listen to some of A Sorceress Comes to Call. I'm going to attempt to finish this today. If I do finish it, that's 215 pages that I will have read for the day. And then I will read some more of Three Mothers, because that's what's on my Kindle. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to diamond paint for a little while, and then I will be back in a few hours to check in.
I am down, don't feel so sure, 'cause I can change my mind and be the bad guy. Not the first time. You can change me. You it's such a waste. Look what you have done. I got away. I couldn't stay. I got a taste of all I ever wanted. It's too late. Bring me back to life.
Happy Saturday. I did not come back and update y'all yesterday, and I apologize for that, but we're gonna go over what I read yesterday. It was quite a bit, actually, more than like my average day, but I did end up getting the audiobook for A Sorceress Comes to Call, and so I listened to that while I was on sprints with Katie, and then I ended up finishing it after we went grocery shopping, which we do every Friday. So I did read quite a bit of pages yesterday. And then we will talk about today, because I haven't actually picked up a book yet. So, and I don't know when I will be picking up a book today. I am on sprints with Margaret, and that's going great. Ari is actually about to leave my house. She's going to go to a sleepover tonight, so I should have quite a bit of time to read. However, I also have sprints tonight, and I just have not felt like picking up a book, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So yesterday I did end up finishing A Sorceress Comes to Call, and I gave it 5 stars. The longer I sit with it, the longer I think that it's actually 6 stars, because I cannot stop thinking about it. It was really, really good. It is a loose retelling of The Goose Girl. I've never actually read The Goose Girl. I would like to read it just so I can sort of see like the aspects of the retelling, but I've been told that it's pretty loose. So that is what I read. I read 215 pages of that with the audiobook, but reading is reading. So do not come in here and be like, well, you didn't really read it. You listened to it. If that's your stance, this is not the channel for you, because audiobooking is reading, ebooking, whatever. Okay, if you're reading, you're reading. I don't care if someone read it to you in person, okay? It's reading. So 215 pages of that, and I finished it. And then I also read some more of Three Mothers. I am at 9% of that book, and I read 29 pages yesterday. So a total of 244 pages. Again, not an average day, but I had the audio. I was blessed to have the audio. So I have not picked up a book yet today. I do want to pick up Three Mothers, but I was actually just talking to Margaret, and I was like, I have not read literally anything, which is okay. I will read some by the end of the night, probably only like 10 to 30 pages, but I'm diamond painting and just like watching some things. I just don't really feel like picking up a book, and I believe that if you don't feel like picking up a book, you should not burn yourself out by doing it anyway. So I'm going to continue doing sprints with Margaret. I'll do my sprints tonight, but I may not do another update unless I actually read something. So I will come back in the morning and we'll do another update about like what I'm reading and stuff like that, or sometime tomorrow, because I'll have to close out the vlog anyway, and we'll see what I'm reading. I know that tomorrow Danny has sprints. I don't know what I was saying before my camera died. I apologize for that. Danny, I know from Danny Dabbles, has Fable sprints tomorrow morning. I don't know that I will make it to those. They're kind of early for me. They're at like 9 a.m., which since I won't have Ari here, I probably will not be up at 9 a.m. I'll just be really honest. I tend to sleep in when Ari has sleepovers. And then, we have our Dimension 20 watch along, so I won't be reading during that at all. Like, I'll be doing the watch along. So that's kind of where I'm at with that, but I am going to be participating in the watch along. I've really been enjoying Dimension 20. It's been really fun. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. So I don't know. I will read some tonight before I go to bed. I just do not know how much, but I'm just going to be diamond painting and continuing to watch. Like, I've been catching up on like women chats and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll be back probably tomorrow to close this vlog out, and then I'll let you know how much I actually read today. I always read before I go to bed, so I know that I will read something. I just don't know how much. And I've also been playing Wildflowers, so we're back on that. So I've kind of been switching between Wildflowers and diamond painting, but that is kind of where we are. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. But just a friendly reminder that whether you're a fast reader or a slow reader or a reader somewhere in between, it's always okay to take a break. So today, Saturday, is going to be a little bit probably of a slower reading day where I'm only reading max 50 pages. I don't even think I'll read that many. And that's okay. So this slow reader, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Since I read it for Fabelin specifically. And then I'm going to be using A Sorceress Comes to Call for the Hot or Cold New to You book. Part of this book, I think, took place in like during a colder time of the year. So that's what we're going to use it for. I don't know if that works. If it doesn't, I'll switch A Sorceress Comes to Call out for something else. So we're going to really quick, before I close this out, I'm going to actually do 2 rolls for TBR Harvest. Now, I don't know what our next day for Fabelin is going to look like, so I don't know how many encounters we have. Usually I roll based on the amount of encounters, but we're going to roll for 2. So the first one is a 5. And my little guy here. Maybe if I'm on the right layer. Here we go. Little guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for 5, we got another hobby break. So this is honestly probably going to be just like the last hobby break, which number 9 is hobby break, which was diamond painting. I've really been in my diamond painting era, so that's probably what we're going to do for that. So I'm actually going to roll 3 times so we can try to get another book. So the second roll is a 2. Hopefully you can see that. Doesn't want to focus. Okay, a 2. So let's see. We're going to go with this. 1, 2, which is going to be scenic reading, and it is a yellow, so it would be on my TBR. So a book for scenic reading. It is already on my TBR. I will look into that. So scenic reading on TBR. Hopefully I can read this later. Oh no, not able to read that. On TBR. Okay. Actually, we'll just do 4 rolls. That's fine. Then the next one we got was a 1. I am also using a 6-sided die for anyone who's like wondering. I don't know if anyone cares, but I'm using a 6-sided die. Okay. So that's going to be a series read, and it's a green pumpkin. So I'm going to have to do a poll pick again. I'm going to have to look and see what books I have on my TBR that are series, and then I will post a poll here in a little bit. Poll pick. I will post a poll, and I will check it tomorrow, because I believe in Discord the poll sits for 24 hours. I dropped it. Okay, and then a 3. Yeah, but the poll will sit for 24 hours, and then I will check it again. So 1, 2, 3 is an LGBTQ plus rep seasonal. I don't know that I have. I'm gonna have to do some research on this, because I don't have any. Actually, it won't count for Fablin though. So I think we're going to, for book number 12, which is an LGBTQ plus rep, but seasonal. Part of Pucking Strong takes place in October. They actually have like a costume party for Halloween. I'm going to count that. So I'm actually going to finish the last like 25% of this book that I have, and I'm going to count it for TBR Harvest. I cannot count it for Fablin because I've already read 75% of the book prior to October. So I'm not going to count it for Fablin. It's going to be a TBR Harvest only book, but that will work. And then I also kind of get a free space with Hobby Break. So that's where we're going to be for next week, and I will update again next week for that. I'm going to check before I talk out of turn, but I do not think we have another drop yet for... Yeah. Day 4 has not yet been announced. Because we have until tomorrow. So I just saw that it was changed. I haven't really been in Discord today because it's Sunday, but we are actually going to have until tomorrow at 11, I think 11 a.m. Yeah, so we have an extra 12 hours. Yeah, we have an extra 12 hours, which is great because I should actually be able to finish my book in time for that. So I am going to be focusing strictly on 3 Mothers, and we're going to try to finish that tomorrow because that gives me an extra 12 hours to read that, and I should be able to actually get it done because that would be 10 a.m. I should be able to actually get that done. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to do that. So I did not collect any ghosts or cats this time around, which is fine. We're going to just keep going around and around in circles until we get all of our ghosties. But that is where we are. So tomorrow I will update because obviously this is the end of this vlog. So tomorrow when I start Vlogoween week 8, I will have all of my pages from this vlog all added up together, and I will give you an update on how many pages we successfully read. through the week as a slow reader. I probably will not read more than 20 or 30 pages tonight because it is getting kind of late and I am tired. Ari is already asleep. She put herself to bed. So that's kind of where we are. It's going to be a very chill evening. So I am going to go and do the things to get ready for bed, get this video processing so that it can be up for y'all in the morning. And I will see y'all bright and early right here again very soon for our last week of Vlogoween, which is Vlogoween week 8. So let me know down below how you're enjoying Vlogoween. Next year, we're going to go back to just doing it the 4 weeks of October. 8 weeks has been a lot. I feel like I've run out of content ideas for Vlogoween, but that's okay. Also, keep your eye out for some polls over the next week or so about some content that I'm wanting to film. I just want to know what is the most popular. All the content that I ask you about will be filmed eventually. It's just about, like, planning and all that. I still would really like to do Monday vlog uploads. It's just going to be about whether y'all want coffee and book chats to come back or whether you would prefer to do like actual what am I trying to say? Coffee and book chats to come back, or if you would prefer like actual vlog style videos. So it's gonna kind of be that. But if we bring coffee and book chats back, they're going to move from Tuesday to Monday, because then I can actually film them on Fridays and have them go up on that next Monday. Because I do actually like having a Monday upload. I think I did coffee and book chats on Mondays to begin with, but what I was doing was I was filming them Monday morning and they were going up Monday evening, and I would prefer they go up on Monday morning. So even if I don't film them until say Sunday afternoon, they can still go up on Monday morning. So that is where we are. I love y'all. Go ahead and make sure to like and subscribe. Lee, if you have nothing to tell me about how you're doing with Phelan or anything like that, you can go ahead and leave one of our secret handshake emojis down below. That is any color heart or the little pink bow. I have some fun things happening next week that I'm going to get to announce and unbox over here on my channel. And if you are part of my Instagram, you've already seen a sneak peek of it. So on my stories on like Friday. So that is so fun. It's also in my bio if you want to go look ahead in my bio on Instagram. So that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. All my links are down below, Patreon and all of that down below. And I will see y'all very soon in another video. Bye.